Alright, this is going to be a long video in which we are going to install some more Node.js middleware, which is Passport, and this middleware will help us to authenticate the user. So it's pretty simple middleware. It's easy to drop into every application. And this is what we are going to do now. I'm creating a passport config.js file, and let's start. First, we are going to require all of our local dependencies. All this we are going to use in our file. So const pool equals require dbconfig. And bcrypt. Require bcrypt. Okay, let's start writing our function. These are standard fields we are filling when using Passport. Username field and password field. This is a command to authenticate user. Let's create it on the top. So authenticate user equals email, password, and done. Done is inbuilt function of Passport. We do not need to write it separately. So here we're creating a new query to our database. And we're doing select all from users, where email is equal $1, and $1 is again a first element of our array. And following array is just array with one element, which is email. Then our standard thing for query is error and results. and we are ready to do a function. If we have an error here, we just throw an error. And then we, if error, throw error. And after that, we are sending our results to console, just to have a look on what we have. And if our results are not empty, if we found something, if results.rows.length are bigger than 0, we'll be doing following. We'll be creating a user, const user equals results.rows square bracket 0. And then we will do bcrypt compare, and we'll be comparing passwords here. A password user is entering into our form should match a password we have in our database. And bcrypt has a special function for that called isMatch. It's inbuilt. Okay, if passwords do match, sorry guys, bear with me, I'm messed up with brackets. Give me a second, I will sort it out. Just bear a second. Okay, I'll figure it out later. Okay, if we have error, we will be again throwing error. And if our passwords match, we'll be doing a following thing. We'll be returning a done function which has two parameters. First will be null and second will be user. Null here means we don't have any errors. First argument is always errors. And we're returning a user since our password do match. Okay. And if our passwords do not match, we are returning same done function with the same with null errors, and we're returning false and returning a message saying saying password is not correct. Otherwise, we're returning same done function with parameters null, false, and another message saying that we don't have such a user. In case we have not found anyone with such an email. And another two functions we're gonna create here. One of them will be passport dot serialize user, it takes two parameters, user and done function. Done null user ID and another one, passport deserialize user, which takes ID and done. And here we'll be creating another pull query. Select all from users, where ID equals $1, and here comes an array, and in this array we'll have ID. Okay, so error and results, this is typical. We'll be throwing error again, if any. And returning done function with parameters null and results dot rows square brackets with 0 inside. Okay, now we are going to our server.js file, and on the top we'll be requiring our middleware. So const passport require equals require passport. And then const initialize passport equals require equals require dot slash passport config. Okay, now we're going back to our passport config. I forgot to export our module. So export.module. Something wrong here. Oh damn, it's not export module, it's module exports. Module.exports equals initialize. And let's go back to our server and use it straight away. So initialize passport and taking passport here. And just a few more lines. App.use passport.session. And same for initialize. App.use in brackets passport.initialize. Okay, should be working good now. And now we'll be creating just another post request explaining our application, how to behave when user has been successfully logged in and when not. So app.post, login and passport authenticate. These are our parameters here. If we have a success with login, if we have success with login, we're gonna have a success redirect to dashboard. And in case of failure, we will be redirecting our user just back to login. And showing some failure flash. Okay, let's now go to our EJS file and write a couple more lines just to display our error messages. So if messages.error, let's display it. Closing bracket should be in crocodiles, of course. Okay, restarting our terminal. Seeing some syntax errors, what's happening. Missing some bracket. I guess it's here. So let's try again.